Okay, so we're here with the 97W. We're making kibbeh. It's a food that originated in the Middle East. It's in the Levant countries, Lebanon, Syria, Palestine, some other places they call it kibbeh. In the more Gulf states they call it kubba. It actually comes from the same Arabic root word that you have kebab. Okay, so if you're American, Lebanese like I am, you just call it kibbeh. So it's an absolutely delicious food. The outside, it's an encrusted food. It's the shape of a football, basically. In fact, you very often call it just a football kibbeh. And on the outside, it's encrusted with the actual kibbeh mixture, which is just meat, like a ground beef. Lamb is very popular, and mixed in with a bulgur. In English, we say bulgur. Okay, so there's a mixture of it, and you grind it the night before, and you put the spices in. Unbelievably delicious. In fact, they even eat it raw. They call it kibbeh. Some people eat it raw. But this is the most common form of kibbeh. We also have a flat kibbeh. More in the sort of Gulf countries in Iraq. You see it a lot. And encrusted on the inside, you have a filling, which is a ground beef and onions, spiced, and very often you'll have either sliced almonds or pine nuts. Okay, so very, very delicious food. Served as an appetizer before a meal. It's called, very often if you go to a Lebanese restaurant or other Middle Eastern restaurants, they have what's called maza, which is an appetizer. Okay. So this food is extremely difficult to make by hand. It's a very coveted food. It's in Middle Eastern culture, again, even more in American culture, we're starting to see it proliferate a lot. It's very highly sought after. Everyone likes it. It takes a long time to make. This outside is not very forgiving when you go to prepare it. So the fact that we've been able to design our machine to be able to work with it, to be able to create the shape just right so it doesn't rip and it can go straight down into a deep fry, it's pretty tough to do. So we actually have 3 different sizes of the SD97. We have a smaller one, this is the middle one, this is the W, and we have a larger one. This machine goes up to about 80 grams, okay, so about 3 ounces of a kibbeh. This one, just to give you a little perspective, this one is about 60 grams, 55, 60 grams. We can go a little bit bigger than that. It's most common, you see about 2.5 ounces for kibbeh. So it really depends on what size. We see a lot of variance among our customers. So actually preparing it by hand is a very difficult process. First of all, you're going to have to do the mixture overnight. As I said, you have to grind the meat and everything, so it's a very complicated process. And typically, restaurants that have kibbeh, they serve kibbeh, it ends up being one of the foods that you spend all of your time cooking. It's one of the most popular foods. It's kind of one of the go-to foods of most restaurants. If you sell it, people are going to order it in high volume. So it ends up being a big lag on a lot of Middle Eastern restaurants that serve it. So to actually go through and make it, you're going to have to get a big ball of the dough. You're going to have to flatten it out into a circle. You have to form the shape, and then you put the filling in, and then you have to seal it up. Now what happens in the whole process is it's very difficult to seal it in a way where it's smooth. This has to be, from here it's deep fried, and you don't want it to break apart. You want it to be just the right texture. You want it to go into the oil, and you want it to brown. You want it to have a crunchy outside, and on the inside it's sort of there's give to it. So there's the good texture. The SD97W in production of Kibbeh is really perfect because the shutter system, again, it's just perfectly calibrated to be very soft and yet firm enough to form the shape. And so it's continually forming the shape and giving you what really to do by hand would take a very long time, certainly in the same amount of throughput, and also giving you just the ideal shape that you need.
Okay, now we're going to get started on today's show, making kibbeh. And it's a very interesting way of making it. I think I might have told this story before. I've cooked next to 3 old ladies from the Mideast, and their cooking was just incredible. This is one of the things that they did, but I'm going to put a little twist on it. We're going to start by throwing a little bit of white wine in here, and then we're going to put some ground lamb and combination of lamb and beef. And what I wanted to do with this particular recipe is I'm not looking to make a big burger, so that the liquid actually helps the red meat just kind of come apart, as you can see, like this. And you can use any liquid, could be water, doesn't matter. Just make sure you use enough of it to, so it separates the meat and doesn't cook into big clumps like big meatballs. All right, now that we got that there, we're going to turn on the heat a little higher. Then we're going to add a couple of things. We got some shallots. We got some nutmeg and cumin. We got some coriander, a little salt, a little black pepper. Wow, already it smells good. Now you have a little bit of my salsa here, my homemade salsa, which is none other than some green jalapenos, some tomatoes, some peppers, some chilies, and we're going to let this baby cook down, and already I feel like eating it. So get a lot of good stuff in there, a lot of good ingredients. Let it cook down a bit. And we're going to jump over to our mixture. This is a real easy dish. And if you have it right, people do it right, it's really, really, really good. All right. Now, we got our bowl. We're going to add an egg. We got bulgur flour, buckwheat flour, regular flour, chickpea flour, and the whole idea is to make a paste out of this. And that's what we're going to do, just with our hands, make a nice paste. No better tool than your hand. And just work this back and forth. And your whole idea is you want to get it to the same consistency of, like, if you're making pizza, the same bread dough. And what we're going to eventually do is deep fry this, but it doesn't really get entirely deep fried. The first half gets done first. So we got this cooking down. As you can see now, it's starting to lose its mixture, this juice, and this needs to be dry, this mixture. We're going to add some fresh garlic. Wow. Just took it to a whole nother level. Back over here. And you want to be able to form this like we're doing. All right, perfect. Give a little bit, it shouldn't be that sticky. So if you need to add some more flour, roll it around a bit. Don't feel shy. All right, so we got our dough. Put all this other stuff to the side. Clean up a little bit. Now, the thing about making this dish is the key ingredients are the spices. You're going to find that the spices are really going to make this dish. There's nothing special about the dough, and what really makes the meat special is that salsa. I make a homemade salsa first, and then I put it into the beef mixture. And it really, really takes it to the next level here. All right, let's see how we're doing with this. All right, so as you can see, once the liquid cooks off, that's what we want. We take a little bit of our pan here, and we're just going to put a good amount of olive oil in here, because what we want to do is sear both sides of this. And this mixture is very important. You can smell all those Mediterranean, Mid-Eastern spices in there. It's funny, you want good Mid-Eastern cooking. You don't want to go further than Italy. You can go to Sicily because they got such an influence over there, that type of food and cuisine. Okay, now we're going to take a ball of mixture. We're going to take our thumb, put a little bit of the mixture in like that, and we're going to close it up. Now, what you want to try to do is mold a little bit of this dough like that. And when you have it molded, it goes right down the oil. And what I'm going to do is probably get 2 out of this. Again, you put your thumb in there. Put a good amount. And then close it up. Okay. And that's about it. So we're going to go down like that. I'm going to let these cook for just a minute. And if you feel like you need more oil, you just add a little bit more oil to it. Once it starts to crisp up on both sides, we'll turn it over and we will be done. Now many things can, let me just wash my hands while I'm talking here. Many things can be added to this as well. They could do like a hot cilantro paste or a cold cilantro mayo or a cold chive mayo. Any one of those will go really well with this. You can also do a cumin or coriander red sauce. It's like a dipping sauce. You know, you don't want something too sweet. These have a little bit of a spice to it, a little bit of a kick. So you want something that's going to be cool as well. So that's important. We're going to get the tongs and just see where we're at now. Good. Now you generally don't want your oil too hot. At the same time, you want it hot enough to do its job. These are looking really good. I'm going to give this another minute. Now you can see we're deep frying this. It's looking really good. We're almost ready to go. The meat is already cooked, so it's not like we need to cook this meat from a raw state or anything like that. It's just a matter of getting the dough cooked, and keep in mind that dough is pretty thick. So when dough is that thick, you want to make sure that it's cooked all the way through. Now, the oil that you're frying is deeply important as well. Generally, you want like a grapeseed oil with a high smoke point. Olive oil is not going to do it. Canola oil would probably be your best bet. The oil that we're using for today, we're actually using a sunflower oil, which would be really good for this too, called Solio. Solio Family Farms. It's a cold-pressed, non-GMO product. It's really good. Check them out. Their website is soliofamily.com, and you can learn more about this incredible oil. All right, now we're going to take these off. Perfect. Excellent. So now we're ready to go, and if you break them apart, you're going to have that mixture of meat in the center like that. I only did 2, but I really should have done 40 because I have a hungry crew here. We're not finished yet. Coming up, a quick dessert that you won't want to miss. Stay tuned. Okay, so now we're going to get started on our dessert using Pre-Gel America, their strawberry. Now the strawberry is incredible. Wow, really good. Forte frutto. Wow, I don't know how they get this aroma so strong, but this is really incredible. Anyway, so it inspired me to do a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, Monte Cristo sandwich, so to speak. And what we're going to do is take our peanut butter very generously onto our bread. Now I'm using an almond butter, and this almond butter is not made with any of the harmful additives that you'll probably find in most peanut butters today, such as like shortening, lard, and all this other stuff you can't pronounce. So we're going to put a little bit of, well, look at that. That is like, that is awesome. And this is real easy. We're going to cut this baby like that, turn it over, cut it in half. We're going to work quick. We're going to go right in the flour so the jelly can't ooze out. I'm going to go right in the egg. Now, in this egg mixture, I have vanilla extract. Go into the flour again. We're going to double dip in this. Double dip, double that, and go right into the egg again. Now, we're going to go right into the pan. We're going to do the same thing here. Flour. And this really is going to stop any of the jelly from oozing out, the peanut butter. I'm going to go right into the egg mixture. And again into the flour mixture. And this is going to go into the mouth fixture soon. Good stuff. And the pre-gel really gives a great alternative to any jellies, right? Or jams. Now you can have the best of the best with pre-gel. Find out more about these great products. Just go to pregelamerica.com. All right, now, without further ado, flip this baby over. And that's exactly what we're looking at. Flip that over. This is the same way they make fried Oreos and fried this and fried that, Twinkies and all that stuff. But you gotta have a stomach to deal with that. Okay, we're gonna get cleaned up here. And we are gonna put our, we're gonna take a little bit of, all right, good, I got everything I need. We're gonna take our sandwich, drain it a little bit, one there. A little hot, it's all right, one there. Take a little bit of our incredible pre-gel strawberry. Go over the top. And that's how I like it. This is my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If yours don't look like this, then you're at a huge disadvantage. So here you have it, my version of peanut butter and jelly, which is a peanut butter and jelly Monte Cristo using pre-gel, their strawberry flavor. Thank you so much for watching this fun-filled episode of Taste This TV. I'm your host, Chef Joe Ciminera. Remember, there are no rules in cooking. Taste this.